Hopefully my hair's in it. I think my hair is so cute. I've never done this style before, especially not with braids. And I think it's so cute. It's like different. It's like very Y2K. Purr. If I'm looking over here, it's because it's a mirror. That's why. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about friends, money, and mental health when it comes to going into college. Today's video is more so going to be geared toward incoming college freshmen. So let's get straight into it.
When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me? Do you wipe them just for me? I'm pleading on the...
Mind y'all, I am only a sophomore in college this year, so I'm still very new and fresh to the college experience. Also, my advice may be a little bit different than what it would be back then when we didn't have COVID. Because of COVID, I probably didn't experience a lot of stuff that I would have experienced in college if COVID was never a thing. But I still feel like I have some great advice to share with y'all. Let's just get straight into the video. Okay, as somebody who grew up pretty shy, I was actually in my shell a lot. I tried to, be more outgoing in middle school, but it kind of died down once I got into high school. I was very worried going into college that I wouldn't make friends, but I told myself that I would break out of my shell. For everybody who's out there and nervous about going into college, making friends, adapting to the environment well, everybody's an incoming freshman, everybody is new, everybody is nervous, like literally everyone. The best thing that you can do is to put that ego aside and introduce yourself to people. It's really not hard. Like once you get into college, you're gonna make great friends, you're gonna have a good time. I wouldn't limit myself to, just staying to myself because I'm shy, because had I did that, I would not have such a great time, especially during COVID my freshman year. I feel like I would have definitely limited my entire freshman year experience. So that's a big one. Like everybody's new, you don't have to be nervous. Number two, along with meeting new people, putting yourself out there, networking is a big one, like super big. And I say this because I know for me, I joined organizations my freshman year. Network with people. Sometimes it's not about what you do or how you do it, it's about who you know and who can do that for you. So if you're networking with somebody, say you want to be on Royal Court and you're networking with me, I can put in a good word for you, like, hey, this is somebody that you might want to consider for Miss Freshman, Mr. Freshman, what have you. Number three, choose your friends wisely. Now, I know I say, network with people, get out your comfort zone, meet new people, yada yada yada, you get it. However, not everybody is your friend, and that is something that I learned the hard way in college. I definitely am more of an outgoing person now, and I'm very forgiving, very kind. I love talking to people, getting to know people, having a lot of friends. However, in college, everybody's path is different, so you might come into somebody who does not have the same life path as you do, does not have the same life experience as you do, doesn't have the same even mindset as you do. So I would just say be cautious of who you let into your circle. Some people may try to poison your circle. Some people are definitely there to uplift you and elevate you as well as themselves, but be careful of some people who are not of your values and morals. There are people in college like that. Really, college, unfortunately, college is every man for himself. Like at the end of the day, college is every man for himself. So if you're coming into contact with somebody and y'all are clashing and whatnot, that's okay, you feel me? Just move on. They're just not in your life path. You feel me? Let's get into tip number 4. Along with networking and being wary of who you make your friends, make sure you also connect with upperclassmen, because upperclassmen have had more experience being in college, obviously, but also like they know the navigation around the school, how to get what you want, who to talk to, you know what I mean? Like they're more experienced and have a way better grip on college than somebody who's just now come in, even as a sophomore, you feel me? If you're gonna connect with an upperclassman, connect with a junior or a senior. They're definitely gonna give you everything you need and more. Just be wary of who you make your friends, because the upperclassmen are just as shady as the incoming freshmen and the sophomores. Okay? Number 5, do not be afraid. Don't be afraid to have multiple friend groups. This is not high school. This is not middle school. You definitely can hop from group to group to group to group to group. I know I have ability to adapt to who I'm around. And sometimes I want to be around certain people to do certain things with them, talk about X, Y, and Z with them. I have a whole bunch of friend groups, a lot of people that I can vibe with. Don't limit yourself to one specific friend group, because I promise you, as your entire college career comes and goes, you're not gonna stay with that same friend group. You feel me? You're gonna make new friends. You're gonna keep some friends from certain friend groups. You're gonna move on. You might be by yourself for a little while. Don't be afraid to go out there and not limit yourself to one group, because it might end up more disappointing than what you initially might have thought it would be. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained that right, because like I'm listening to myself and I'm like, so hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Alright, let's get into money talk, because Miss Girl, when I tell you I blew a bag my first semester of freshman year. When I tell you I blew so much money, unnecessary stuff, you feel me? Let's get into that, okay? Let's get into that, because past me, if you ever got a chance to watch this, it's time to fight, because you definitely wasted too much money. Alright, to be honest, money is so easily spendable throughout the first year of college period. It's the first year of your complete freedom. You get to go out to eat with your friends, you know, you get to go to parties, you know, like spending your money on a lot of stuff that you would not typically spend your money on, especially now that, you know, you're older and you got the freedom that you didn't have. It's so easy to do that. So the biggest advice I would have to give to y'all is budget. Literally get a budget book, you know, start budgeting websites, write down how much money you want to spend per week, because when I tell y'all I blew so much money, I practiced that my second semester of freshman year, and I'm gonna be using that more so throughout the rest of my college career. I might, you know, up it, lower it, depending on where I am throughout the months or the week even, but really I'm gonna keep it around the $50 range. And I'm saying this because college gets really expensive. I know I'm doing a lot more organization, so I'm gonna have to pay for like this, pay for that, you know, expenses that have nothing to do with pure recreation. So I'm budgeting that just so I have enough spending money to, you know, do whatever I want if the time comes for it. I know if you go to like places like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, Target, you know, they have like agenda books that you can write down the stuff that you have to do for the day, as well as budgeting and things like that. They may also have them at the dollar store as well. I'm pretty sure they do. So get into that, y'all, because budgeting is gonna save your life. Because when I tell you the amount of times that I was high and dry on the funds, that's another story for another time. Number 2, this is harder, I would say, because, you know, when you're going into college, there's so many things to do. You know, you want to go along with them and do those fun things that your friends are doing. However, if you cannot afford it, and you know you cannot afford it, and you can't put out money out of your booty cheeks, don't do it. Do not do it. You don't want to use emergency funding and you get stranded somewhere and you don't have that money, you know, to get back to where you need to be. There's always going to be way more events to go to. Like in college, there's always something going on. Even my freshman year, when COVID was big and everything was shut down, there was still a whole bunch of stuff that went on throughout campus that I was able to participate in. There's always going to be stuff. Period. Save your money if you cannot afford it right then and there, because you don't want to regret paying for something when you know you didn't have it, okay? And I promise you, nobody is really gonna care that much that you can't afford that, because we're all broke college students. You feel me? Not everybody can afford, you know, a Gucci bag in college, okay? It don't work like that. It's fine. Go to a different event. You feel me? Or at least save your money for a specific event that you know you want to get to, and don't spend it for nothing else except for that event. Okay, this is more so for in-school type spending. So here at my school, Norfolk State, we get dining dollars. There's a set amount of dining dollars you get per semester, and once it's gone, it's gone. You can reload regular money onto it, but they provide you with dining dollars on top of your meal plan. So say if you want to get something like Chick-fil-A, you want to get Starbucks, tropical smoothie, you have the dining dollars for that. It is so easy freshman year to blow all your money on Chick-fil-A and tropical smoothie. I promise you, because like now that we're getting older, it's like, oh, I can eat this. Like my mama not gonna tell me that I can't have blah blah blah. I'm grown up, I can eat it. Yeah, but once that money is gone, like it's gone, okay? It's gone. It's dry. Done for. And I know people who blew their dining dollars within the first 2 months, alright? So they had to eat out the calf every day. And I'm not saying the calf is bad. Well, You don't want to be stuck eating only at the calf, okay? Because they don't give what it's supposed to give. You get tired of eating it. Budget your dining dollars as well. That's very, very important. Especially if you don't have no regular money, then you'll be able to use your dining dollars to make sure that you get something to eat. Also, your friends may be a little lenient about, you know, lending you their dining dollars or what have you, but don't rely on that, because eventually some people are going to want you to pay them back, and you don't ever want to have a debt to somebody, especially, you know, somebody that you call your friend. Just budget. Okay, and my final bullet point, I guess, for this segment of this video is to be adamant. Be super adamant, super concrete about how you spend your money in saving, because emergency money is definitely going to be needed. I know that I was stuck stranded a couple places my freshman year, and I'm so glad that I had money in my savings that I did not touch, because had I touched it and spent it like I was spending the money in my checking account, then I probably wouldn't have gotten back to school when I did, because the money that I had would have been gone. So there's always going to be emergency money. You know, there's times where campus floods and you can't go out to the caf. You know, you can't go out to the student center and get some food. You need that money so that those situations you won't be stuck without. You feel me? And those happen way more than what you think they would. I would be a big stickler about how I spent my savings money. I don't touch my savings. Like, if I have to touch my savings, I put twice the money that I take out of my savings back into my savings, because that savings is very important to me. That savings money is very important to me, and I don't want to be without that emergency money. Okay, on a more serious note, let's get into mental health, because this is something that is very important. Mental health in college very often gets overlooked. It gets put to the side. Okay, so let's get right into it. The biggest thing that I can say is to start setting up, you know, appointments with your school counselor. I know I definitely have appointments set up with the counseling center. I use the counseling center very frequently. I feel like college students don't take mental health as seriously as they should. The help is there, and the help is definitely something that you need to take advantage of, because it's gonna come in clutch, I promise you. Don't be afraid to set up appointments with your school's health center as well. The health center is definitely very much more convenient than going to patient first and going to the hospital, the emergency room. Those fees add up. With the counseling center, you don't have to pay a thing. Go ahead, take advantage of it. Number 2, do not neglect your self-care. Don't do it. I neglected my self-care most of my first semester in college, and I was very much depressed. Take some time out of your day, every single day, 30 minutes to an hour, to just have some me time. I promise, there are 24 hours in a day. You can take at least 30 minutes to yourself. You feel me? You definitely can take at least 30 minutes to calm your mind, calm your body, do something that you love, and then go about the rest of your day. As well as taking a day out of a week, or, you know, taking a day period at least out of the month to dedicate solely to self-care. It's very important, because I feel like all of that goes out the window, especially when testing season comes around and things like that. Don't neglect it, because it's definitely going to show through your work. It's going to show through how you carry yourself. It's going to show through your bedroom, how you dress, everything. Definitely take care of your mental health and your physical health, and do those self-care days, self-care, you know, times throughout the day. Number 3, remove any and all mentally draining, emotionally draining, physically draining, spiritually draining sources from your life if it's not serving you, okay? If it's not serving you in this season, 9 times out of 10, it'll never serve you, period. If it's negative energy, remove it out of your life. And that goes for family. A lot of people's families have a hard time adjusting to their baby growing up and being an adult. If that family is toxic, whatever, you can cut them off while you're at school. You don't have to talk to them all the time. If it's not serving you, don't keep it up. You feel me? That goes for friends. That goes for extracurricular activities. That goes for professors. Always try to switch a professor who is not serving you. Drop the class, pick up another class, do another class to make it up. If it's not serving you, seriously, as an adult, as somebody who has to focus on their learning 24/7, don't let things that are not serving you continue to suck up your energy throughout your college career. It's definitely going to take a toll on you. 0 out of 10, do not recommend, okay? Number 4, make sure you stay active, okay? Stay active with your friend groups, stay active with organizations, stay active outside, you know, pick up an extracurricular activity that makes sure you have exercise. The freshman 15 is really a thing, y'all. Did I tell you that ooh, I almost cursed. Mama, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. The freshman 15 is definitely a thing, y'all. Make sure y'all are getting out and exercising. The walk straight to class, to class, to class, to class, to class, back to your dorm is not enough, okay? Make sure you're getting out there, having fun, keeping active, things like that, because it's definitely going to come in a clutch when you're eating all this good college food and it's not going nowhere but to your booty, okay? To your tummy, to your legs. You know, not saying that that's a bad thing, but for some people it's definitely gonna come a shock to them, because yes, like, you will gain weight, okay? You will. It's a thing. Also, a big thing to cater to your mental health needs is to do a list. I know for me, I have ADD, so if I don't see it, then it doesn't exist. So I have to literally write every single thing down, every single thing about my day, or else I'm going to forget something and it's going to backfire on me later on. Or I'm going to get really upset about it, because I like things to be, you know, clean and organized. Especially your assignments, because sometimes your professors do not go by the syllabus. So assignments that they give you may be, you know, pulled out of the wazoo, or it may be something that you don't do, period. Make sure you write down everything that they give you. It's going to be easier to just put things down and look at it later. For me, it's really, really refreshing to go back to my to-do list and check stuff off. But definitely writing stuff down and checking them off makes me feel complete, like I'm productive and getting my stuff done throughout the day. So, I mean, that's really all I have for y'all today. If y'all do want a part 2, I'm more than happy to give that to y'all. Let me know down in the comments if y'all want that, and I'll give that to y'all as soon as I can. Overall, college is really fun. Don't sweat it. It's like, literally, you probably have more work in high school than you did in college. It's just, you know, the way of being an adult and getting your stuff done without nobody having to tell you. That might be hard for some people, but I promise you, college is so much fun. It is what you make it. So have the best time that you can. These are your golden years, okay? Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time.